Ba-ba-bum. We are live. Welcome to Brilliant People Doing Brilliant Things. I have Savy Leiser, and she is Leiser.
Yeah.
Okay. They are amazing. They have excellent, just so much. They are a YouTuber. They have books. They own their own business, and they have some self-help books, and it is amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me on your channel. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to have you here. Okay. So I know that you have a business around rescue pets, and I was wondering which one was your first pet, and how did you meet them, and where?
My first pet, like, ever?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so in the Forever Home Friends series, in the first book, Princess Allie, in the series, there's a dog who's like a background character or like a supporting character named Sam, and he's like the older dog that becomes Allie's older brother when she gets adopted. He was my first dog when I was 4. Yeah, so I decided to feature him in the book in the background, but yeah, he was my first rescue dog. We got him in 1996. And yeah, he was a good boy. He was a little mixed breed. So yeah, he was my first rescue pet. Oh, here's a fun story too, which is that one of the first stories I ever wrote as a kid was about him. So I wrote a story, like I started writing as a kid. I was like, oh, I want to write stories about Sam, my little dog, my rescue dog. So I wrote a story about him. And then when I was 16, he had just passed away, and I decided to write a story in memory of him that was like a nonfiction piece about how he inspired me to write, and I entered it in a writing contest, and it got published in a magazine. So my first rescue dog was the inspiration for one of my first stories as a child, for my first story that got published. And also, then I ended up making a whole business to write books about rescue dogs. So it all kind of came full circle, and I love that.
That's amazing. You've already kind of answered, when did you know you were a writer?
Did I know I was a writer? I don't know. I don't think there was a moment. I think I just was, I always liked to write. So I was like, I'm a writer from the beginning. I guess that's the thing people talk about a lot. Like, right, what's a writer? What's an author? Some people are like, you're an author once you have something out that you're selling. I mean, I don't know where you draw the line. But I don't think there was ever a time when
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I don't think there was ever a time when I wasn't a writer. So I would say always. I know that's such a cliche answer, but like, I don't have anything else.
That's a good answer. And I haven't gotten that answer before. So it's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's awesome that you just knew within yourself, like, I am a writer. My soul is there. That's so cool.
I don't know if it was that deep. I think I'm never that deep of a person. So like, I wish that I could be like, this is what my soul says. But no, that's what I always wanted to do. So I've just never stopped doing it. Well, sorry, my camera pops in and out, but you know that.
You're fine.
Yeah, that's just kind of how it's always been.
Did you have like a favorite book growing up that you were like, this is the most amazing, and like just spoke to you, or there were probably multiples?
I mean, yeah, there were a ton of books. I mean, as a kid, my favorite series was the Junie B. Jones series. Do you read those?
I know of Junie
B. Jones. I love those.
She's the best.
Yeah, those were my favorite, and I loved her personality. Really, when I went to write Princess Allie for the first Forever Home Friends book, the voice and the personality of those books really, I guess, inspired the type of voice that I wrote from for those, because I like the idea of, like, she's a kid, but she's so snarky and sassy, and I wanted to write from a dog's perspective in the same kind of way. So I really liked those books a lot. I loved the American Girl books because, as you know, I'm a toy person. I love toys and books that go together. I started a business for toys and books going together. So I love that business was like, it's like books and toys together, I think just makes such a magical combination. And it's such a thing that I love creating that now. So I mean, those books I loved those because you had the toys to go along with them and that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, those would probably be the main ones that I can think of off the top of my head.
Favorite American Girl, or the first one that you got?
Oh, my
when you were just
favorite as a kid was Molly from World War II. I loved her.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, you can't see in here, but she's up there on display right now. But I got her for Christmas when I was a kid, when I was, I don't know how old, 7 or 8 maybe. I got her as a Christmas gift.
That's how I got mine. It was Samantha.
Oh
What was
yeah.
your favorite playset? Did you have like a favorite playset for Molly? Like the one you were like, this is the one. It's so cool and awesome.
The play set, like,
Like, you know how they have her birthday set and they have her like
oh
all the
yeah,
different.
yeah.
Did you
Okay.
have a
I
favorite?
didn't have any play sets, no.
Mm.
So hey, Doll's here. Hey, Doll.
Hey, doll.
Yeah, I didn't have any play sets, I don't think. So I loved the dolls. And for the most part, like Molly was the one I got as a gift. I had saved up money for the other ones, like through garage sales and stuff. I was really poor as a kid.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would like do garage sales and save up money and things like that to get them. I don't think I ever had like a full play set with them. I just really liked the dolls themselves, and I liked the books a lot that went with them.
Which
So I
of
don't
the
think I had any play sets, but I do like I have Samantha up in my closet here as well. And I'm planning to use her in videos. I want her to start playing like self-help gurus in my videos because I feel like out of all the American Girl dolls, Samantha would definitely be the one who would go to a personal development conference or who would host one, dude. Like Samantha,
right?
she's like that kind of feminist, which is not a problem, but like I'm feeling it. But no, dude, Molly was my favorite. I loved her glasses, and I don't think I had any of her furniture or anything,
They
but
were
I
really
just,
expensive, but the
yeah,
outfits were cute.
the outfits are cute. Yeah. Um yeah, dude, I loved her. I thought she was so cool. And I loved learning about World War II as a kid also.
Right?
Yeah, my grandpa was a World War II veteran, so I always thought it was like interesting to learn about that
Yours too.
war.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I wanted to learn about the history in that time, and yeah, so I really
What
liked
did your
her.
grandpa do in the war? Do you
Oh,
know?
he was in the army, I know
Okay.
that, and he was a cop for a while.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah, in
Interesting.
south side of Chicago.
I'm sure that has a lot of stories that came on. Hi, Spence.
Yeah, Spence is here. Hello.
Yay. Do you have a favorite Molly book?
Ooh, I liked her original one, like the Meet Molly. I liked that book a lot. I mean, I read all of them. I don't remember all of them as well, but I really liked the original, like the first one. And then like on my shelf over there, I've got like Molly's 1944 World book where it's like art and pictures of the time period. Yeah, so I liked those. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it was like the first. I read all the books, but the first book in the series was always the one that stuck with me. I actually think my favorite like American Girl doll book was the one about Kit. The first book in Kit series where her family's going through the Great Depression and she starts doing the newspaper. Like I just
Mhm.
thought that was so fun, and I also love there's this one joke in it that has stuck with me where she's like at the typewriter doing her little newspaper for the town, and this one lady in the town is so upset about like the spots on her plants or something, and she said she was beside herself. So in the newspaper there was a little stick figure drawing of a picture of that lady next to another picture of her, and it says she was beside herself. I'm still not over that. Like I'm 28 and that joke is the best thing I've ever heard still.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
we
was
got.
just a long tangent, but yeah.
I love that though. Those are fun. All right, Doll says my grandpa's dad's father fought in the Finnish Winter War, and I had to learn from it because it became an important topic for me. Oh, that's neat.
That's so interesting. I don't know
And
anything about Finnish wars.
I don't either. I
That's
didn't know
like,
there was one.
yeah, dude, doll, we need to I just want to learn more about this. Like, that's cool. Yeah.
Seriously. Let's see. Ben says my grandma made us all American Girl dolls, and she and my mom made a bunch of clothes for them. My mom still likes making princess dresses for those sizes. Oh, that's so
I love it. I love buying clothes in those sizes because they fit my Forever Home Friends plushies. So I buy them for the plushies, yeah, to set up displays. Well, not anymore because we're in a pandemic, right? But like back when we had the ability to go to craft fairs and that kind of thing, I would put them in outfits, like little holiday outfits to go with Christmas, or like fall outfits for the fall season. Yeah.
Have you thought about doing little stop motion videos with your Forever Home Friends?
Yeah, I want to. I'm trying to think of the best way to do it since they're plushies, you know. I feel like when you have like a doll with joints, it's a lot easier to manipulate for stop motion. When you have a plushie, the way that they're stuffed, you know, you can't really like, let me pull one up.
You have to put like, I know when
Yeah,
they're
like
posing the Muppets for those cool pictures, they have a wire frame that they stuck inside them so they can.
I'd have to do something with wire probably. Yeah, because like when I've done stop motion with dolls before, it's like you just bend their arm and it just stays, but with the plushie, it doesn't do that. So, or like their ears and stuff, because their ears can be so expressive. But yeah, I would love to do stop motion with them at some point.
Who's this guy?
This is Kringle. He's the Christmas doggy. His story is that he found the right shelter for him on Christmas. He's deaf. And on Christmas, he found the shelter that was able to train him using sign language commands because he was struggling before. Oh. So that's what his is a little Christmas miracle story.
I love that. That's precious.
So he comes with a little Santa hat, and his story is about Christmas time.
Oh, let's see. Dal says, I want a video of forever doggies playing musical instruments for Wrigley's Rock Band.
So I love the like the Our Generation, which is like the Target knockoff of American Girl, but it's all just like, yeah, I just love when the things are at the right scale. That's all that matters to me. So I got this like musical instrument set of the Our Generation Target. It's like last year I got it. And it has like a little miniature keyboard, it has a little saxophone, it has a little guitar, it has a little drum. It's like just the musical instrument set. So I got it, and I've been doing photo shoots with the plushies, each having a different instrument, and like taking pictures of them playing in a band together.
I love that.
It's been so cute. So no, I think it'd be fun to make a video out of that, and I could put some like stock royalty-free music in the background and have like, this is the music they're playing together.
Do some really cheesy lyrics.
Yeah, maybe they'll do a Christmas song or something.
That'd be so adorable.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I doubt any of them can sing since they're dogs, so I don't know.
They howl along.
They can just howl.
Let's see. Dal says there is a saxophone, so it's a jazz band.
Oh yeah, that's fun. I can make it a jazz band. I like that. Mm-hmm. There's also a flute, but it's hard to get the flute to like, it's hard to have them hold up the flute. So sometimes like if I take a picture of one of them, I'll like hold the flute off to the side and like take it in an angle so you can't see my hand holding the flute.
Oh, that's clever. I like that. Okay. So I know that you are your own gay aunt from the 80s. How did this become a thing? And when did you realize that this was the reality you were living in?
That I'm your gay aunt from the 80s?
Yeah, or your own gay aunt from the 80s. I don't know which way you go with that.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like, well, it was originally just a joke I made based on how I looked in this one video. Like, when I started YouTube, I had really long hair. I had like a ton of hair. Mm-hmm. And then I cut it all off. And then I just decided, like, because I had just done some cosplay, so I had some makeup left over. So I decided, like, for a video, I would try doing, like, a really wild makeup look just for fun. This was, like, a video that only, like, 100 people have ever seen, but the joke just caught on from there. So I did, like, this booktube, like, reading wrap-up video, and I had put on this, like, dramatic makeup, and my hair was, like, it was shorter than this, and it was kind of swoopy, and I was dressed in kind of like an 80s style, so I was like, I look like a gay aunt from the 80s. That's just the thing that popped into my head. So I was just started my video being like, hello, I'm Savy, your gay aunt from the 80s, and people in the comments liked it, so I decided to just embrace that. So it just became like a thing based on, like, I guess just my style, kind of. And then when the American Girl doll Courtney came out, everyone was like, this doll has lesbian vibes. And I was like, she definitely does. And she was also like the dolls from 1986. So I was like, this could be my gay niece from the 80s. So then I made a video about that. And fun fact, right now, she just had a whole Pac-Man machine release, like a doll scale Pac-Man machine. And so I ordered it. It's coming in the mail. Like within the next couple days, I'm gonna get this. Like it's fully functional too. It's like it's a miniature Pac-Man machine that you can play on. So maybe I'll have to make a video. Gay niece from the 80s playing Pac-Man. So yeah, anyway, that's just where it came from. And then that doll came out, so I just like I had it catch on a little more. And I think we all needed gay aunt from the 80s in our life.
Definitely, they are the best. Like there's nobody more perfect than an 80s gay aunt.
Yeah, that's what Doll says. Yeah, because I came up with the nickname for Doll. Doll is the ace from space. Because she was always she always started off her videos being like, I am Doll. I am an alien from a distant galaxy and an own voices author. And I'm like, just you tighten it up. Just be the ace from space.
I love that.
Yeah, so and I'm so glad you like it, Doll.
Hi, Christina.
Christina's here.
That's incredible. Can't wait to see that. Yeah, like back in the 90s, we weren't as cool lucky with our American Girl stuff. The computer literally just went through 3 screens. You couldn't do anything. It like wrote the thing into paragraphs as you push down on the keyboard thing from the American Girl store. What used to have like
okay, I think the first time I went to the American Girl store was probably in the late 90s, 98 or 99.
Did they have the little homework set up and it looked like a little iMac?
I honestly don't remember. I remember though that I remember ordering them from the mail catalog, like
right,
you know, like the catalog. When they were like before you ordered things online. Yeah,
right. Oh, those dolls are fun. I don't know. I like cute miniature stuff. I'm kind of obsessed.
Oh, same. Yeah, that's what's fun because Tyler likes cute. Like we both like miniature things and like building miniature things and toy things. So we do like we have a 3D printer and like we have a little workshop in our basement. So
Oh, that's too cool.
Yeah. What?
What was the last thing you guys built together or you built?
We normally don't build things together, which we should start building things together because normally I use the 3D printer to build toys for the Forever Home Friends series. So like I have like Wrigley's headphone set and Chewy's little camera and Allie's little princess crown. So I use the 3D printer to make those. Tyler tends to do so I make those, but I make them more simplistic so that I can make a bunch of them and sell them at a reasonable price on the website. And Tyler doesn't make things to sell. So he makes like intricate things. Like he likes to play Dungeons and Dragons. He likes to play Warhammer 40K. So he'll make characters from those things on like a super tiny miniature scale and make little pieces. And he also he makes Risk of Rain characters on the he'll make parts for them and then like super glue them together and do like photography of the miniatures he's made of generally different video game or tabletop game characters. So his things are more like for hobby or they're a hobby for displaying. So he like displays them. Our house looks like a magical like Christmas toy store wonderland. Like if you walk in our house, we just got like toys on display everywhere. It is colorful and has like toys and miniatures and displays everywhere. So, I mean, you can tell kind of from my background, it's like that, but our whole house is like this. Our basement's like this, our living room, everything really.
Have you ever thought about a house tour?
I should do a house tour video at some point. My problem is that I'm so messy. Like our house is never clean. But once we get it cleaned up, which I know I have to do at some point, I probably should do a house tour video. I think that would be kind of fun.
I'd be very interested in all your cool collections. It seems like a really awesome, like it would be on one of those like, what is it? Pad the home. You know, the MTV series where they went to people's homes.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I forget what it's called, but I know what show you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, or like I know that now there's like bigger YouTubers will sometimes be like, this is my house tour. But it's because normally they're so rich. So it's like, look at my huge, like I live in an apartment in Chicago. So.
But yours is like, look at my amazing toy collection and how awesome I displayed it because I'm fabulous. Yes.
Yeah, doll brings up a good point. Like doing a house tour might not be well, I guess if I don't show the exterior, like if I don't show the house number or things like that, then maybe it would be okay.
Author tube cribs.
Oh,
Yes, cribs.
yes! I love it. Yes. No, I think I will do something like that. Yeah. I've filmed in a lot of different rooms in this house already, so it wouldn't be like I've done some day in the life vlogs where I've shown the basement, where I show the workshop and the fulfillment center. We have a dining room, but we don't eat in it. So we turned it into a fulfillment center. So I store my stuffed animal inventory in there, and I have all my packaging materials and all my stuff I have all my cake boxes that I make into the boxes to display the plushies, and all my stencils for branding and things like that in there.
That's awesome. Way to be resourceful in a small space.
Yeah, I like honestly, for an apartment in the city, it's not that small. I guess compared to like a house in the suburbs, it's small, but it's pretty big for an apartment in the city, I think.
Definitely. It seems nice. I mean, from what it seems delightful.
Yeah, I like my home.
That's awesome. That's what counts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite? I know that you started working on Forever Home Friends with your mom. And what's your favorite part of getting to work with your mom?
Oh, so many things. My mom brings so much experience to the table because, well, first of all, as the stuffed animal designer, she, creates these adorable sewing patterns for them that, that I couldn't do. So it's just like she has that skill as someone who knows how to sew and that kind of thing. But then on top of that, my mom was a professional event planner for the majority of her career. So she put together like, huge events and parties for corporations, or like huge, did like wedding planning. She just did a bunch of like that kind of thing. And so when it's come down to us doing events, she's been so helpful in terms of like figuring out how to set up a display in the most efficient way possible. So we always end up having really elaborate displays at the conventions and things like that we do. So that's nice. Another thing that's nice, this is just like a convenience thing, is like my mom has a car and I don't have a car. So we can use her car. I don't have to like rent cars and stuff. Like we can use her car, because where I live, it doesn't make sense. It's not worth it. Like especially in the pandemic, like I would hate to be paying car payments or anything like that, right? Parking, yeah, no. So
or having to move your car, like
move my car, pay for car insurance, pay for the car itself, like no. So, but my mom has a car, so it's like, yeah. So that's nice that like we can do that for events, and it's just nice to like work with people that are, our family. I know that people say like don't mix business and pleasure or whatever, but I definitely do. So, yeah.
That's awesome, though. What have you found like is the most challenging thing about working with family member, or what do you wish you had known at the beginning when you started working with your mom that you would be like, go back in time and be like, Savvy, don't do the thing, do this thing.
Oh yeah, I guess what I would say would probably be, whoops, sorry, the camera turned off.
You're cool.
What I would say would be, I think we needed to pursue mass production of the plushie sooner. Because at the beginning, I really wanted, like, we were going to try to hand make all of them. And we thought that it was going to be feasible. It wasn't feasible. I don't even know why we thought that. Like, if I could go back, I would be like, no, like when I did my initial Kickstarter, I would go back and be like, Savvy, increase the Kickstarter goal by a couple $1,000s and get a mass produced plushie run for each of them. Because you are not gonna survive hand making the first batch of orders of these. You're just not.
What happened to your poor hands?
It was just a rough like couple weeks where we're just like had this little assembly line set up. My mom has this like sewing room set up, so we were like in there doing a little assembly line where she was like cutting out. She had the patterns and she like cut them out and then pass them to, like, she'd do the initial sewing around, she'd pass it to me, and then I would take the fluff and I would stuff it and like get it inside all the limbs and things like that. It was difficult. It was not easy.
Sounds challenging.
So after a while we were like, no, we have to get these mass produced. So if I could go back in time, I would say, Savvy. Mass produce them from the beginning because your hands are going to fall off.
Oh my God, you poor lady. Oh, both of you. No.
No, it's all good. It was a learning experience. I wrote about it in my business book too, because it was just like it's one of those things that you try out one way and realize it doesn't work, and then you got to try something else, and yeah.
So if you were going to give advice to somebody who wanted to do something with their family members, like a business or something, what kind of advice would you be giving them so that they could be as most successful as possible?
I would say determine what everyone's role is going to be early on, because it's like, in this case, like originally I asked my mom if she wanted to be like a business partner with me, and she more wanted me, like she wanted me to be the business owner. She didn't want to have to run a business. She was like more like, no, you do that, and then I will design the plushies. And so it's like more like she is just a member of our team, kind of. So it was, I guess, just like, because at the beginning I asked, like, do you want to be my business partner and that kind of thing. And I feel like maybe sometimes I kind of like tried to pressure her into taking on more of an ownership role when she didn't necessarily want that level of responsibility. So I would say is like, just figure out like what everyone really wants out of this and what everyone's goals are from the beginning, because now we have a fantastic working relationship. And it's like if I need to get a plushie design, my mom will do it. And if she wants to help, like if we're going to do an event, she'll do every event with me, like regardless of, if she like even if it's like, she doesn't need to be there as a plushie designer necessarily, but she just wants to do them. So like we just do them together and it's fun. So it's like, figure out what each of your goals are, what you want to get out of this, why you both want to do it, that kind of thing.
That's amazing advice. We've got some comments that say, Savy's mom is awesome. We love her.
Oh, thank you, doll. My mom is nice. She's a good person.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. I was just reading the business book. Hard recommend people read it.
Oh,
it's a great book, sister.
Oh, thanks, guys.
It's coming. I know I'm getting it for Christmas. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. I hope you like it. It was fun. Honestly, I understand, like, I've done so many videos, right, where I bash business gurus, and I'm like, why do you all move into the self-help and nonfiction world? Well, honestly, it does sell a lot better. Like, I see it now. Well, because I've written, I've out of all my books, Savvy Business Owner has sold like the fastest, easily.
Interesting.
Yeah, the most copies, the fastest. So I guess I can see, I think nonfiction sells a lot faster.
Interesting. Do you have any thoughts on why that might be one way or the other?
It's hard to know. I kind of want to research this more. So I don't know for sure. My initial speculation would be that it seems like when adults read things, a lot of busy adults want to read things to learn something, as opposed to like reading for fun is like, oh, I don't have time for that. But if you're reading because you're like, oh, this will improve my career, then you're more likely to prioritize it, unless you're an adult who already reads a lot of books. So that would probably be the first thing that I would think, but I'm not sure if that's really what it is.
Do you know if any people who are in MLMs have used your book during their like time where they're supposed to be self-improving?
I don't know, dude. That would be cool though, because then they could get to the do not join a pyramid scheme chapter and probably get mad at me. So probably not, because I feel like no one's upline would let them read it.
Let's see. Spins. I've been annotating with lots of sass, but there's about as many sassy comments as, oh, hey, look into that later.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh, that's excited.
I love it.
Do you have a favorite forever home friends?
Like a favorite, like which dog you mean?
Or yeah, which plushie? Like, do you have a favorite plushie that you're like, this plushie is the most fun for me to design for? Or this plushie is just I love all my fur babies, but this is kind of my little, like.
Oh my God, that's so hard to say. Let me see if I can figure, because I got them all right here. So let me see if I can figure it out. So, I mean, okay. Chewy's he's based on my Chewy. So it's like, I love him. Aww. I love the little scars stitched into his face. Like, he's just, I love him. I know that though.
I love your dog has scars. I have scars. It's just, yay.
Sorry, Wrigley definitely always sells the best. She's got a curly tail. Her little tongue
Oh,
sticks out.
that's too cute.
Although I don't know, when I first got these designed, I definitely thought Kringle was going to be my favorite because I love the little pink nose and I love the pink under his ears.
Oh,
But then, where's Allie? Okay, Allie has been selling the best around Christmas time so far. And I think she like people buying like with her little princess crown, which I don't have in this room. I have it in the other room. But yeah, I love her little pink sparkly collar. So, I wish I could answer this question.
It's okay. They're all your favorites.
I feel like most people's favorite is Wrigley. She sells the best the majority of the year.
Interesting.
It was fun to design headphones for her using 3D. Like I use 3D modeling software to design like headphones that would fit the scale of plushie with so I designed it as like 2 earpieces and then the band and then put a little paw print on the outside of the headphone. So that was really fun to create because I could put the paw print logo where it's like an upside down heart as the paw part.
Oh my gosh, that is too precious. I
don't know. I'm just gonna hold on to Chewy though because he's my baby. Yeah.
Aww.
And I think when we got doing the scars was interesting, especially like when my mom and I were hand making them, doing the scars took forever because we had to like embroider each one. But then when we decided to mass produce them, we went through a few iterations and they're kind of subtle. They're the same color as his fur, but they're in there. There's 3 of them. There's one right here. There's one on top of his head, above his eyebrow right here.
Aww.
Yeah, and in real life, Chewy's got about 9 or 10 scars in his face, but it would have been too many to put on the plushie, so he's got 3.
Oh, that's a good amount, though. Let's see. Somebody says, Wrigley! Heart, 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 music note, emoji. Spins.
Oh, so Wrigley's going to be, Wrigley is now in a video game, which I talked about on the Happy Holidays virtual small business fair thing at the end of November that I hosted. Here, I'll show it on my phone. So there's a video game and the official like launch for it, like she's available now, but the official launch event is going to start this Friday. So I'm going to be hosting a live stream on my channel on Friday with the game developer to talk about this. So there's this
time so people can come.
Sorry, where is it? Rescue Pets. That's the game.
Oh!
It's a game. So this game already has like a little corgi character as the main character. And then if you go to like, there's like a little microtransaction store thing and you go down. Where is she? You scroll there, you can get, there's Wrigley right there. You can add her into the game. So yeah, that's a thing. I haven't added her in yet because I'm waiting for Friday, but Friday I think it's gonna be at 1:30 Central because the developer Dan, he is in Pacific time, so it's gonna be 11:30 his time, I think. Yeah. So we're still setting up that stream, but yeah, with every order that I've been sending out for the holidays, I've printed out a little card that has a QR code that you can scan on your phone and it will take you to the game. So people have been getting those. The game's free to download, but I think Wrigley right now costs money to add in. But yeah, so she's in the game. We've been working on this collab to add her in since like the beginning of 2020, like since before the pandemic, because like we were both off at conventions and stuff, like working on this. But yeah,
that is awesome. How did you get in contact with that video game developer? That sounds like just amazing and a great story.
It is a great story because we met in the Twitter comment section on Hank Green's Twitter.
You know Hank Green.
Yeah, he's great. So, okay, but he ran this contest, and I don't know if he ever chose a winner because neither of us ever heard back from him. But he ran this like Shark Tank type of contest where it was like he was willing to invest money in someone's business. And so I was like excited to apply to this. So I was commenting on his Twitter about it. Also, but like, who won? I still don't know if he ever invested money in anyone's business. Neither of us ever heard back. This was almost a year ago. So I don't know what happened. Maybe so. If anyone out there won this contest, please let us know. But yeah. But then in the comment section for that, I saw someone tweeting like, Oh, this is so cool. I just started a business where I have a video game that simulates like having an animal shelter, and we give part of our profits to animal shelters. And I was like, no way, I have a book and toy series that gives money to animal shelters. And so then we started DMing, and then we had a phone call where we were like, let's do a collab, and like we'll put Wrigley in the game, and then like you can unlock like pages of her book through the game and think like we were like, we're gonna make this like really cool. So we started working on this at that point because we're like, I mean, we both have these businesses with a similar mission about, you know, raising awareness around animal adoption and helping raise money. So yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, I love that. So it kind of worked out, even if Hank Green ever is watching this, she's amazing.
Hank, if you're watching this, you could invest in one of our businesses. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day, or maybe, I don't know if it just like died because the pandemic hit like very shortly after he ran that contest. So I don't know if he like canceled it or something. Like, I still don't know. I did apply by the deadline though.
Well, fingers crossed. Maybe it'll be resurrected.
Maybe.
Spence, the most recent comment was, F you, Gary V, but he irritates me. And then Savvy said something that low-key called him out.
I don't even remember. What did I write about Gary V in this book?
Sure.
I wish I could like control F a book, but I can't. I don't remember. I cannot click the book, as I said in that one video. But no, I don't remember what I said about Gary V. I have mixed feelings on him. There are some things that he's said that I agree with that have resonated with me, but then he also has a kind of a toxic positivity kind of attitude where he's like, you know, trying to like, don't worry about criticism. Like, don't spend your time criticizing other businesses. It's not worth your time. I'm like, no, I think it is worth my time. I mean, I paid my mortgage 1 month with ad revenue from my video about Rachel Hollis's divorce. So pretty sure it's worth my time.
I think that's, yeah. I mean, and toxic positivity seems like a really good idea on like the surface. And then you try to apply it and you're like, oh, well, this is not working out for me because I need to like to quote John Green, pain demands to be felt.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I'm a pretty positive person overall. I think that there's nothing wrong. And I feel like you are too. It's just like, even just from this stream alone, I can tell that you're a very like positive person. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm a pretty optimistic person. I'm pretty positive. I am a, you know, go for your dreams kind of person. But I just also don't think that talking about how positive you are and how much you look on the, like, I don't think that talking about it does anything. And also like, telling other people to do it doesn't do anything. It's just annoying. And on top of that, like, if you prioritize that over valid criticism, then you're actually hurting your end product, because it's like, I want what I do to be the best it can be. And so it's important to be open to criticism. And I also criticize other people. It's like, it's not worth being positive if you're gonna turn, like, I don't know, close yourself off from seeing the bad in things if it's there. Like, you got to do it with an element of realism.
Critique is important, and also having like understanding the limits that are reasonable within your life. Like, I think Spence said something about starting off with $1 million. He's a self-made businessman, but he was handed a business worth $1 million already.
Oh yeah. That happens a lot. Yeah.
Also,
I did like a business guru tier ranking video. None of them were at the very top in S tier, because I'm like, none of these people are without major faults. I think Gary V I ranked the highest, like the least problematic, just because I have gotten value out of some of his views on content marketing and his theories about that.
Yay, value!
But I do hate his. I think he tries to come off like he's not toxically positive, because he has like kind of an angry persona and he yells and swears a lot, but like it still is toxic positivity, because he still is focusing only on the benefits of things for the most part. So I do have a huge problem with that.
I'm not a toxic positivity fan. I think it like clouds people from seeing the realities of the situation and finding ways to then like move forward in a productive manner.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Let's see. You are both very organically positive.
Oh, thank
Thanks,
you,
Spence.
Spence.
And then Spence says, Gary Vee makes me almost as mad as classically Abby.
See, dude, I was just thinking today about how like Spence is the perfect like antidote to classically Abby out in the world, because I think Spence embodies perfectly what classically Abby could be if she stopped like trying to be inflammatory for the sake of it, you know? Like classically Abby's out here like, oh, everyone's trying to hold me down just because I want to be traditionally feminine wife. Like nobody is. No. Like,
oh, that's your Christian.
I don't have a well, Abby's not even Christian.
She's not. I just assumed that she was a Christian who is like, I'm being persecuted. No,
she's Jewish. She's Ben Shapiro's sister. Yeah.
What? Oh, that's why she's famous.
Yeah.
Well,
and because she put so much ad money into boosting her videos to the top of everyone's feed that for like a couple months her videos were at the top. I still have a theory that Ben paid for that because he wants to get more female viewers. I think his audience is so largely male that I that's my guess. Again,
like
that's a theory. Like, don't quote me on that because I have no way to back that up. But I that's my thought. But yeah, no, I think that like someone like Spence is like, she's just like, Spence is like, has her like vintage style with like her, you know, has more of like a cool old fashioned way of dressing and things like that. And it's like, you know, aesthetically and style wise and culturally, that's what classically Abby could be doing, is like, here's my vintage fashion and here's my like, you know, ways
how to make a pie.
Yeah, like things like that. Like, yeah, because people are into that. People find it cool. Nobody's gonna have a problem with it. That's the problem, is when she comes out here and is like, women, if you show off your boobs, then you are asking for it. Like when she starts saying things like that in her videos, like, you are attracting the wrong attention to yourself, like blaming others. It's like, no, dude, let's just all support each other. You dress and act and behave how you want to, and I'll support you for that. But like, yeah, dude, that's my thought on it. Is like,
live and let live.
Because it's like, that's what I was saying. Like, Spence is someone who's like, she has like a vintage old fashioned style and is like, wants to do like embrace traditional femininity, and like, I'm the opposite, but we have a respect for each other. Whereas like classically Abby has no respect for me. That's the difference.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad respect is at least somewhere on the internet, even if it's not. Do you think you will ever write about ferrets for Forever Home Friends?
Ferrets? I have never thought about it, but maybe. Like, I'm not opposed to it.
I definitely want to add.
I want to add a cat in the future.
Yay!
My goal is to add. So now that there's 4 dog characters, I'd like to add a cat character and hopefully a bunny character in the future. And then of course more dogs, but it's hard to add a new character because every time I add a new character, it's a whole process of, you know, writing the book. Am I going to illustrate the book? Am I going to hire someone new to illustrate it? Getting it, like having a new plushie design, getting my mom to do a new pattern and design for the plushie, then getting a minimum of 200 of them produced. So I have to have some extra money in the bank account to put down for the deposit and things like that. And then I'm going to get a delivery from the manufacturer with like 20 humongous boxes to fill my whole house with and block up the whole entryway to the building. So yeah, I mean, hopefully I'm hoping that in 2021 I can release a new character. It's been a little bit since I've released a new character, but the past like year and a half has really been spent on growing a bigger audience with what we do have and things like that, and that's been good. But now I do want to start releasing some new things. Although the release of the Senior Dogs book has been really good. I've had a really good time with that, and it seems like a lot of people are enjoying it, which makes me happy.
It's amazing. And it's your first book that's in poetry form?
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I'd never done a book of poetry before, but I thought it would be a good style for this type of book. So I enjoyed it and had a bunch of people read over it. I had some friends who do poetry, read and give suggestions and things like that. So I hope everyone likes it. Yeah.
I'm sure it's wonderful. You have a few more comments. Let's see. Leslie Abbey is the embodiment of the reason there is antagonism against traditional femininity. But that's a whole rant. And
yeah. Spence, you should make a rant video.
Ooh, yes, rant video. And then what? Okay, so for 90s kids, are you really excited? Or is it 80s kids?
Oh, 90s kids, yeah.
90s kids. Okay, are you excited about that? And do you think it might outsell your business book? Because 90s is really big right now.
Maybe. I don't know, actually. I think that I hope it does, just because I always want to do better than the last thing. But I'm excited for 90s kids. I've been working on this book for 2 years. I wrote the first draft in 2018. And it was basically my grad school thesis in a way, because when I was in my second year of school, my fall quarter, I did this novel writing sequence. Fall quarter, we all wrote the first draft of the novel. Winter quarter, we read the novels, gave each other feedback, and class did a workshop, and then rewrote it. And then spring quarter was the third revision of it that we did in I had me and just 2 other people in this class, is a very small group, doing in-depth revisions and things like that. And then from there, I just finished up the other week my 4th major revision of it, and now it's off in line editing, which is pretty cool. So I hope it does well.
It's your first book with an indie publisher, right?
It's my first book with a publisher behind it. That's a publisher that's doing cover design and the traditional publishing model where I'm getting paid a royalty and they're paying for the production costs and all of that. Yeah, it's my first book with that type of traditional publishing arrangement, which is cool. I'm excited to go through this process. I'm really excited. I'm gonna have to do an announcement later on. I'm excited for the cover designer that we've got for this book, because I'll do an announcement in a video later on about who it is and why I'm excited. But it's gonna have a really cool cover, and so I think, and because I've been documenting so much of it on my YouTube channel, I started my YouTube channel at the end of 2018, which is pretty much right after I finished writing the first draft. It was I finished writing the first draft, turned it in, fall quarter ended, and then I started up a YouTube channel now that I was on winter break. So I pretty much so I've had so many videos where I've revised this novel and done vlogs about it and talked about it. So I feel people already are aware that it's going to exist to an extent. So I don't have to start from zero on the promotion for it, which will be nice. Plus I have a publisher behind me who, has other contacts as well. So there'll be some other publicity there. So yeah, hopefully this ends up selling really well and a lot of people read it. I hope people like it too, because I don't know, writing this book is the most fun thing for me, because anyone who knows me and reads it is going to be this is the most savvy thing ever. Savvy, just because it's lesbian Back to the Future.
Oh my God!
I'm the best way to describe it. It's like lesbian Back to the Future.
I knew you have time travel in there, and I'm a sucker for any time travel books. So I'm just yes! Oh, I'm stoked. This sounds amazing. Do you have a favorite character in the 90s kids book?
Ooh, that's hard. Who is my favorite character?
Or one that you've really enjoyed writing and you've been oh yes, this is delightful.
I mean, it's been fun. Well, because I originally wrote it as alternating first person point of view, and then I changed it to alternating limited third person. So that's kind of fun. I don't know who. That's hard. I don't know, because I know the 2 main characters whose perspective kind of alternates throughout it, who are from different ends of the 90s. I don't. Yeah. So that's what the premise is. This 2 perspectives. One character is born in 1990. One is born in 1999. But on both, then it's 2006. And it's 2015 in the alternating beginning chapter. So they both just turned 16 in their own time periods. They both get in a time travel accident while taking their driving license test at the DMV, get sent back to 1989, and that's where they meet each other, and then they fall in love, obviously.
This sounds so amazing. I am really stoked. I mean, I had heard inklings about it. I'm like, this is going to be a book up my alley. I'm very excited.
I really hope you like it.
I'm sure I will. So do you know who's going to do the audiobook yet, or are you not that far?
Not that far.
Are you gonna? Okay, sorry. What do you think
if I choose the narrator, it'd probably be my friend Jordan, because she did the audiobook for Sculpt Yourself, and she did a great job on that, and she's like the one person I know who I can always go to for audiobook recordings. She has a YouTube channel now too. It's called Bad Astra. And it's like she was a physics major in college, so it's a physics theater double major, so she does like skits about like physics and like things like that. Cool. So we just did this video together about Santa, where she did like these discussions of all the physics theories behind how Santa could potentially work, and then I came in with my conspiracy theory that Santa is actually a business guru running a pyramid scheme in disguise. So that's up on her channel. It's pretty funny.
Oh, I love that. Let's see. Doll says, I've been working on my sci-fi too, but I don't talk about it. Afraid of looking it.
Doll, I've read parts of Doll's story. It's good. I like it a lot so far. I like the there's so much like aspects of dreaming, and I've been trying like lucid dreaming and stuff, and I've been trying to get into lucid dreaming lately, so I really enjoyed. I like Doll's work a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Christina Poe says, the overview has me shrieking. That sounds like it's going to be so fun to read.
Yay! Thank you.
Okay, last 3 questions. What is a thing you think is underrated that everyone should know about?
Ooh, that's a hard question. A thing that's underrated that everyone should know about. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say like AuthorTube in general. This community is just not that big. And it's a shame, because it's like, you know, there's some communities on YouTube that grow so big, and the biggest creators have 20 million plus subscribers. Like, nobody's that big on AuthorTube. And it's like, I think one of the biggest AuthorTubers is Jenna Marie C. And I love her. She's so nice. But her channel, she's got about 200,000 subscribers, which is pretty big. But it's like, you know, AuthorTube in general, like if that's like one of our biggest creators, like that's just, nobody ever ends up getting that big. And it's not that, you know, we go into AuthorTube trying to get famous or anything, but I just think that it's a nice and supportive community of writers, and that like, I just wish it had more of a following on the internet.
You guys have just been the best. Like, thank you for like bring me in with open arms. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, of course.
AuthorTube is the warmest channel, and everybody's so supportive, as opposed to like, you'll never make money or don't even try. You guys are like, yay, everybody. So
yeah, it's definitely, and I have noticed like my AuthorTube videos never make me that much money. If I do like writing videos or things like that, I don't make that much money on those. I make more money on my like business guru takedown videos, because again, they're dramatic and people like that. But you know, I like doing both kinds of videos because it's all stuff that matters to me. So I'm just gonna keep doing whatever I want.
I love that. That's awesome. More power to you, woman or person. I'm so sorry. Oh. What is your favorite, best self-care thing you are doing for yourself right now that you're super into, and you're like, this is amazeballs, guys?
Oh, Animal Crossing. The answer is Animal Crossing.
Yes, Animal Crossing.
I've been playing so much Animal Crossing, and I know that like everybody, I feel like everybody downloaded it in March when it came out, especially because that was like right when the pandemic was, like everything was shutting down right then, and Animal Crossing came out. But I'm still playing it like almost every day. I love this game so much, and it's just like the perfect game for relaxing. I mean, I originally started playing the previous version of Animal Crossing on the Nintendo DS back when I had a job that I hated, and like nothing could get me to relax because this job was just stressing me all the way out. So I would start playing Animal Crossing, and everyone in Animal Crossing was just so kind, and everything was just so low stakes and cute. And I was like, oh my God, I just need to play this all the time. So the new Animal Crossing on the Switch is I just love it, dude. I'm still doing all now. I'm like decorating my whole town for Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cute.
Y'all, Animal Crossing. That's my best self-care tip. That's my only thing I do for self-care is Animal Crossing. Also writing fan fiction on Friday nights on Sage's stream. That's the other
awesome.
thing. Yeah.
What are you currently working on fan fiction wise?
Oh, last week I was writing like ridiculous fan fiction about the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen. They were just like ridiculous erotica about Santa.
Oh my god, that's delightful. Okay, I kind of really like that elf who had just a nasty attitude. He's too tall. I thought he was, but Bernard, right?
Oh yeah, I love Bernard. He's so cute. So I've been doing that, and then but my long-term fan fiction project for all the streams is this Degrassi, like a third generation Degrassi thing. It's because we have Degrassi and Degrassi the Next Generation. We have Star Trek and Star Trek the Next Generation. So I'm calling my fan fiction Degrassi Voyager because it's like Star Trek Voyager.
Oh my god, I love that.
So I'm writing like this Degrassi fan fiction of Degrassi in the pandemic.
That's amazing. And you watched all the Degrassi from like the 80s and then
oh yeah, no, my 80s Degrassi is the best, dude. Yeah, like I mean, I'm still a Joey and Caitlin shipper till I die.
That's the best. I liked the ones that came out in like 04, 05, 06 or a little before.
Yeah.
Too a lot.
Yeah, dude, there's so much Degrassi. There's like 30 years of it. It's wild.
And now Paige is a mom in the new one, right? Like, I feel like, no, not Paige. Emma. Don't they have Emma in the newest ones?
No, the show ended in 2017. It hasn't been picked back up yet.
I think that they had rebooted it and Emma was in it. I don't know why.
Well, I guess the original reboot had Emma in it, right? Because Spike was one of the main characters in the 80s one, and she got pregnant with Emma in season 1, and then Emma was the main character in... Yeah.
And they were going to bring her back, like the teachers, like how they have Spike a little bit in the...
I mean, if there's a Degrassi reboot and I don't know about it, then... Wait, Degrassi...
No, I think you're... I don't know. It probably came out. It was the
Degrassi reboot. Let me Google this.
Looking for my phone and it's in front of me. That's brilliant.
No, I'm not seeing that there... No, I don't believe there's any new Degrassi coming out anymore.
Well, then I dreamed about it and they should do it. Viacom, if you are listening. Canada TV.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
No, that's so sad. Okay.
Or just like make my fan fiction.
That's true. I'm excited for your fan fiction. I love Degrassi. I hope it's uploaded. I will read the edit.
I'm not done with it. I'm very far behind on it. I stopped going to the stream for a couple weeks because I had so much other stuff going on.
You are a busy person, and I am impressed by the amount of stuff you produce. It's incredible.
Thank you.
You've got Cancel Sean Bostwin. You've got the 90s kids. You've got your whole line of plushies and like I am just really in awe of how much videos you produce, and it's all edited nicely. Like,
oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm probably gonna make some fewer videos as we like go into Christmas, and then I'll pick it back up in January because I don't want to I can't do a Friday premiere on Christmas and things like that. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna make for next week. I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm excited. What will she do? What did they do? Sorry. Let's see. I'm 36. I'm working on it, y'all. I grew up in a weird time. Anyway, let's see. Last question. What is your favorite coping skill you are all about right now? If you need coping skills, I don't know.
Coping skill, like for stress?
Sure. Or if you have, I don't know. I get ADD sometimes, so like coping skills for that or whatever. Whatever you
for my OCD, my coping skill is that I take my medication at the same time my dog takes his medication. Because sometimes I forget to take my medication, but then I always give Chewy his medicine with dinner. And then I say, Chewy, if you take your medicine, I'll take my medicine too. So I give him his medicine, and then I take my medicine, and then we're both good.
That's so cute.
Sometimes he spits it out, so I'm like, okay.
No.
Chewy, you watch me take mine. Chewy and I actually have the exact same prescription. Like, we are on the same exact drug.
That's too funny.
The same milligram capsule literally the exact same thing. So like sometimes I'll just take one out of his container. I probably shouldn't say that publicly, but it's the same drug. Like there's nothing
It's
wrong
the
with
exact
it.
same medication.
But yeah, sometimes I'll be like, Chewy, look, I'll take your medicine too.
Oh, I wonder if he knows that. And he's like, yeah.
I don't think he knows it. I think he's just like, what? No, just give me the food. No medicine, just food.
Just the peanut butter. Let's see. Spence said, Savy's work ethic is top tier. Admirable.
Aww.
I agree.
Thank
and
you.
Spence says, yeah, how Savy manages to make that many videos boggles my effing mind. I know.
Aww.
Christina, I've had dreams where I could have sworn that the real thing is happening. Maybe that's what's happening.
I have that all the time. I have dreams I forget which thing happened in real life.
All right. Or you're like, that was definitely something that happened. Do you ever have it? And then like 5 years later or something, you're like, that's where that dream is. That's the dream.
No, but I do have it where like, I'll bring it up to someone and be like, remember this thing? And someone will be like, no, that didn't happen. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it did. And I'm like, oh, I guess I dreamed that. Or sometimes I'll talk about something and be like, this thing that I'm about to say, I legitimately can't remember if it happened for real or if I dreamed it. So we're going to have to figure this out.
That's delightful. Okay, and Christina said, I thought you were going to say sometimes he spits it out. And I'm like, well, I better spit mine out too.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that next time. We'll just spit it out back and forth forever.
Oh, that's somewhere between cute and disgusting. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for like coming on and being amazing and brilliant and just sharing your wonderful energy with all of us. Thanks.
Of course. Thank you for having me. And thank you for doing this stream. Y'all, AuthorTube sleepover tonight at 9 p.m. Central, 6 hours from now. In 6 hours, we will be doing the sleepover. I don't know what I'm going to be working on yet because I don't know if RK is going to be there. If RK is there, then we'll work on Cancel Sean Boston. If not, I'll work on editing my video for Friday, which is going to be about Degrassi. I'm doing a Degrassi video. Normally, I don't. But I'm like, you know, I don't have that much stuff to snark on in the holiday time. So I'm just going to make a Degrassi video for fun.
Do you ever do any Christmas specials?
On Degrassi?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that? Okay, in Schitt's Creek, one of the people from like the 2000s, Degrassi, she's in it. It's the redhead.
Which one? Ellie?
Yes, Ellie is in one episode of Schitt's Creek, or like two.
Her.
She plays the
That's awesome.
guy who marries Daniel Levy. No, Daniel's character.
Uh-huh.
So she plays his ex-girlfriend.
His ex-girlfriend. Oh, okay.
The boyfriend that Dan ends up marrying.
I'm not that far. I'm only in season 1, so I don't even know who. It's okay. Spoil it. I don't care. I'm not. I mean, the show's been out. I need to catch up. It's totally fine. I don't mind.
Oh God, thank God.
I mean, I was shipping him with the girl from the front desk. So
right. Oh, you're gonna love all of it. It's amazing. I'm not gonna say anything, but look out for a Degrassi cameo because Ellie's there. I'm like,
I'm excited. I gotta edit my Degrassi video tonight. That'll be fun. Anyway, thank you for having me. Thank you. This was really fun.
I appreciate you being on, and I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day. And I'll look forward to seeing you this evening.
I'll see you this evening. Bye, friends.
Bye.